3-point hitch on an 1864. I called Aaron out to Xtreme Motorworks and he sent me this package here. And let's go around to see what he sent me. This is the main base, the 3-point hitch holder. This is the main arm that goes up to your hydraulics. These are your vertical lift arms. We'll put them together. These are your sway chains, and these are the holders that go in this area to install your sway chains. Top link. Now I changed my top link up a little bit, and I'll explain that more towards the end of the video, how I do it so it makes it convenient. Lower 3-point hitch arms. I did add a little bit of extra hardware. They send plenty of hardware, but filming it, I wanted to make sure that when I was putting it together, that I had plenty of hardware ready to go to install. So the first thing we're going to do is pre-assemble most of it on the bench. Then we're going to go to the machine. Then we're going to come back to the bench and go from there. So the first thing we're going to do is put these sway bar or sway chain brackets on. They're 3/8, so you're going to use a 9/16 to do it. We're going to tighten them up really tight. Not everything we do today is going to be completely tight when we install it. We'll come back at the end and we'll tighten it up from there. Now we're going to put the category 0 pins in, and I'm going to use a punch, and I want mine to go north and south on the hole right there. Takes a 15/16 to do it. We're going to tighten them right up. Now this one here, I might have to use the universal end to do it. But I'm going to do it the exact same way. Now one thing I did do is pre-treat everything with WD-40. I believe it makes everything installed much easier, from electrical to hitch parts or anything. I highly recommend a can of WD-40. It's very inexpensive lubricant and it works really good. And there we go. Now we're going to put the long lift arm into the machine. Now you can see the difference between the pins. That's the pin I took out. This is the pin I'm going to put in. It has a countersink in it right there, so it sits down in this area like that. Now it has to go in this way here. So we're going to slide it in. This is about the hardest portion of the job. Now I am installing this in an 1864 that I built from the ground up. I'm going to have to move the rock shaft back a little bit like that. And there. And you can see it's all the way straight through, so it is fastened in there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to put a cotter pin in, I'm going to put a hairpin in. I'm going to take my long needle nose pliers, and I'm going to put it in just like this right here. Just like that. Now there'll be plenty of room for your hydraulic hoses and everything. It won't be an issue. I just don't care for the cotter pin area, or the cotter pin in that area as much, because it's very hard to get it out. So now we're going to install the main frame. Now, if this came in natural in color, I painted it. Some of the paint is coming off, there's no question about it. You want to line up the holes. There's 2 more on the other side. Now, I am going to add in an extra bolt and an extra hole that I have. They have the washer made right on the nuts. Now I'm just going to screw them on there. We're going to tighten them up later. We're going to put the bottom bolts into the transmission. Having a hard time getting the nut on this one for some reason. There it goes. Just take your time doing this. Don't be in any hurry. You're going to drop things. Some things are not going to go quite right. I'm going to add an extra bolt right here. Now we're ready to put the lower bolts in that go into the axle housings in this area right here. One thing is I'm going to take some ultra black Permatex and I'm going to put them on the threads, and I have my lock washer on there. I'm just going to make sure because I don't want to leak. And when they were manufactured from Cadet, they did have some sealant on them. I just don't want to leak from the transmission because the holes in the transmission case go right into the oil. They're both in. Now, another disclaimer is this machine right here does not have any oil in the transmission. I'm going to install it afterwards. It takes about 7 quarts in an 1864. Now, on the bottom ones, I'm just going to use this ratchet wrench. It's their 3/8. I guess I can turn it in pretty much with my finger, this one. Now I'm going to tighten them right up. Going to come to the other side, do exactly the same. I'm going to snug them right up. Now I'm going to tighten up this side right here on the top. Now, you don't have to take your fenders off in the machines to do this procedure. The reason I did it is I think nothing of taking the fenders, the floorboards, and everything off of Cadet because I like fresh bolts in every one of them. So you don't have to do it that way. My opinion is such an easy job to remove the fenders. Doesn't matter if it's just a plain large frame, spread frame. They're just so easy to come off. The Cyclopses are a little bit more difficult. I have other videos on how to take the fenders off a Cyclops, so follow up on that if you have any questions. Now we're on the tough portion of it. We have to hook up this arm right here, but I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to go back to the bench. We're going to put the vertical arms together and the lower arms so I can kind of control it with my knee when I put the pin in to actually activate the 3-point hitch. Now we're putting together the vertical arms, and this is how you do it. It's a real simple job. I'm going to spray them down. As you can see, I had some overspray in this area right here. I'm going to spray them down with some WD-40. I never realized how good WD-40 works. One side screws in just a tad better than the other. There it goes. Just take your time. I'm gonna screw them to about that area. Gonna do the other side. So when they're on the machine, they're gonna be just like this right here. So we're going to get everything organized and we're gonna put them right on the machine. Now we're going to install the lower 3-point hitch arms on. We're going to put the linch pins in. Watch your fingers on the linch pins. Now we're going to put the 3-point hitch arms on. I'm going to put them on the outside hole. I'm going to have to use a thinner. There. I'll put them on that hole right there. Going to use these. I'm going to put the hairpin in. Then I'm going to come to the other side, do exactly the same. Put the hairpin in. Actually, I'll put, just to make sure, I'm going to grab the right one. Here we go. We're going to put them in. There, we're going to put the washer on. Put another hairpin in. Now we're at the portion we're going to hook up the main lift arm from the front cylinder to this area. Now this is the most difficult area. I already realized I'm going to have to put 3 shims on this side, a single on this side. The 3-point hitch arms are on. I'm going to use my knee to direct the pin in to make it simple. And as you can see during this filming, without the fenders on and the fuel tank, it makes it a lot easier to install. It's well worth the time to take all the items off, take the tray off that holds the fuel tank. You can look right down and see everything, and it just makes it a lot simpler. We're going to get the rear pin on next for the main lift, and then we're going to install the top link. Now we're going to put the lift pin in the rock shaft area, right in this area. I need 3 shims, 3 shim washers, and I'm going to put them on this pin like this, and I'm going to show you at the end why I need 3 on one side. Now, how I do it is I put grease on them so I stick them right together like you glued them. So I'm going to put my finger in like so. I'm going to run the pin in. Then I'm going to lift the rock shaft. There. Then I'm going to put the pin in, and I have it. Next, I'm going to put this washer in there. I might have to use a pair of long needle nose pliers. Now we're going to put the cotter pin in. We're going to bend it over. And there we go. Now it's all installed. Reason that I put 3 shims in this area right here and 1 here, I'm going to shine the light down in that area so you can really see. When you raise and lower it, look how close it is to that housing right there. So it will miss it by just a tad. Now that pin won't be going around as much as it is right here, the way I'm raising it up and down, but it's that close to the rear cover. Now I'm gonna show you what I do to the top link. I take a 5/8 washer and I weld it, I tack weld it on both sides here. When I install the top link, you're going to see exactly why I do it. It makes it a handy thing so you do not have to go find your top link when you're ready to hook your implement on. Now, I probably should just disclose what I am putting a 3-point hitch on this 1864 for is I have a category 0 3-point Brindley plow. That's what I'm going to start doing this next week. I want to get out in our farm and start tilling up some ground. Right here is my new coffee mugs I just received the other day. Eventually here we're going to have them online for sale. If you stop by Macland, you can pick one up right here. Now it's time to put the top link on, and this is the reason why I weld on a 5/8 washer. Put the linchpin in. Then put the hairpin in here. Now your top link is on your machine at all times. You don't even have to remove it. And it makes it a lot handier and you're not looking for it. So now you see it, it's all together. Quite an easy install. Just take your time, use a lot of patience. Everything lines up, everything is well organized. It's a very easy install. If you have any questions, just call Aaron out at Xtreme Motorworks. He's a very easy guy to talk to. I called out, he called me back, told me exactly what I needed, and sent it right out for me. So I really want to thank everyone that tunes in to Macland Cadet, and please subscribe and like. If you have any comments on this install, please leave them, and I will definitely answer you back. Thank you very much, Aaron out at Xtreme Motorworks. All his information will be in the description. If you have any questions, give him a call, and he's a very good guy to do business with. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next video.